Victima Perez, 9A in Margalef. First ascended more than 10 years ago by Ramon Julian, and it actually got repeated quite a few times. But for me, nevertheless, it is definitely something that I would call a nightmare route. I tried it in 2014, and I think I spent 3 or 4 days and taking multiple falls in the last crux of the route. The route is very power endurance kind of route. It's long and it's hard almost from the beginning all the way until the last crux. Almost like a comp style route, but very basic. Just okay hold, but very distant holds and simple, poor footholds. The start is shared with Perfecto Mundo, so definitely these kind of moves I got to know very well during this trip. This is a position where Perfecto Mundo goes right. Instead, in Victima Perez, you go straight. And you have this kind of first cruxy move, which is pretty hard, especially if you have thick fingers like me. It's a very strange Gaston 2-finger pocket. You really have to go deep, even though you have a feeling that you're gonna break your fingers. On this try, I was not nearly as deep and I couldn't make the next lock off. So here I was again, only 10 minutes later, already having a little bit better method how to dig a little bit deeper with my fingers into this Gaston pocket. I also found out that since 7 years ago, my fingers got quite a bit thicker and it was so much harder to get inside this pocket. I got it a little bit deeper and overcoming the fear that I would break my fingers if my feet slipped, I did this lock off. This right hand 2-finger pocket is much better. And here it gets even steeper. The holds are good, mostly 2-finger pockets, but the footholds are very poor. It's quite easy to slip, especially on a day like this when it was really, really humid. I thought like after 7 years of not trying this route, I would be physically just so much stronger that it would be possible to climb even in these conditions. Well, but I was wrong. This route is no gimme, definitely requires even either stronger physical shape or better conditions. Here in this section where the route turns more left, you start traversing via some pretty funky crossover moves, and I would say the footholds gets even worse. I could see that today is probably not the day. In this section I was even not really sure what to do. I had a method that I thought that would work out, but as I got here feeling a little more fatigued than I expected, I found out that it is not a good way. So I experimented a little bit, made it through the section, but I was just too tired to continue. I was pretty frustrated because this is not even the crux of the route. It is more kind of an intro into the last crux. And the last crux, that's what the route is really about. The pockets inside remain pretty damp and humid nevertheless, and it was obvious that the route choice for that day was not exactly ideal. I waited a few more days for slightly better day. It was still way too humid, but I thought it would be good enough to send Victima Perez. I made it to the last crux and the fight was on. Here I was pretty confident that I would do it. But the problem is that it's really frequent that you get here and in these last couple of moves you get a total flash pump. Getting this right hand gas stone pocket, all of a sudden I felt I had no more energy. But I thought in the next try I could be a little more efficient in the moves before. I felt a little bit better, but still just couldn't get the next 2-finger pocket. My skin on my fingers was just trashed to give yet another try that day. I waited, I think, 2 more weeks. I decided to try again. Thinking that today, considering that I was quite well rested, could be a good day to challenge myself on this route. So physically, I was just flowing up the route, feeling just so much stronger than the last time. This is again the section that I probably hate the most about this route. This left-hand gas stone where you feel like if your feet slip, you're gonna break your finger. But I felt quite solid in this part. For me, one part of climbing in Margalef that I really don't like is that it's really rare for me to feel the flow. To feel that my climbing is without any breaks, just keep going and everything feels just so automatic, relatively fast. I don't really find this kind of feeling in Margalef because it's all about just taking a pocket. Every time that you dig your fingers into the pocket, you kind of always take half a second to kind of like log the fingers in. And that's why it's just so much harder to climb with the pace, with the speed that I'm used to climbing with. The faster you want to make this lock inside the pocket, the more it takes the toll on the skin of your fingertips. And at the same time, you always have in the back of your mind that the more toll you are putting onto the fingertips, there's more of a chance that you will split a tip.
Drž to, pojď.
So here I'm entering the final crux again. I am feeling quite fresh, yet at the same time I could feel that the friction was not really the way I imagined it to be. This mistake was almost fatal and it took quite a lot of energy because up to that point I felt really solid and I was pretty sure I was gonna send. And after this slip I felt that my energy was running away and I was experiencing a flash pump again. I got into the victorious jug. I was quite psyched because even though I really don't like this route, I really like the final head wall. This incredible runnel made of water. One of the best Margalef climbing I've ever seen. Maybe 6B, maybe 6C, but unfortunately you have to climb a 9A to get into the section. That's it. That's probably a 9A where I spent the most tries in my life ever. I'm definitely pretty happy that I finally took it down.